Hello, everyone. I want to thank you all for being here for Daryan and his family today. Your presence is truly appreciated. Before we get started, if you have your cell phones on you, if you wouldn't mind putting them on silent or turning them off, we would sure would appreciate that, so we can proceed uninterrupted here today. In a moment, celebrate fine that it's going to get started with our service. Okay, thank you for your attention. Thank you for your presence here.
As Sam said, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the family, thank you so much for being here. I just want to start by saying how absolutely heartbroken I am for all of you guys. And I had the privilege of spending quite a bit of time this week with Stuart and Kim. And they just did a beautiful job of being able to share Daryan's story and just what a beautiful human being he is. And just what a tragic time. And it means so much to hear here today. What an incredible outpouring today. You know, over the last, I would say, 10 or so years, we've moved away from calling what we're doing here today a funeral. And we're hearing the phrase life celebration a lot more. And I like that shift because as unbelievably hard as today is, this young man had a lot to celebrate in his 18 years. And I do this on a personal level for a couple of reasons. I have a normal day job, like most of you, I'm leadership and stuff in my day, but I do this, first of all, with our Alstom team. If you live in the Dayton area, I promise you, no one takes greater care of families than this team does. And if you have a need today or a question, please don't hesitate to seek someone out and ask for help. On a personal level, I do this because several years ago, I lost my mom to cancer, and then a few years back, we lost our first grandbaby. And this coming together like this, seeing pictures and hugging each other and telling stories, this is such an important part of what will eventually be the healing process. You know, in the 30 plus years that I've been doing this, the hardest kinds of loss, there are two kinds. One is the sudden loss, and one is the loss that's out of the natural order of things. No parent should have to say goodbye to their child. And you have both of those things going on today. And I mention that because I ask you to give each other extra grace in the weeks and months and the years to come, because you can take whatever the normal grieving process is and multiply it by 100 in a situation like this. And I'm a big reader, and one of my favorite authors is a guy named Frederick Bachman. I was reading one of his books the other night, and this paragraph kind of popped off the page, so I got up and wrote it down because it's so powerful. He says, over time I realized that deep down, almost everyone asks themselves the same sort of questions about life. We ask ourselves, am I good? Have I made anyone proud? Am I useful to society? Am I good at my job? Am I considered generous and considerate? Does anyone want me to be their friend? Am I a good person? Does my life even matter? And you guys are shown by showing up in such an incredible number. I know from Kim and Sherman that the support that you guys have given over the last several days and the outreach, you are making a collective statement that this young life's name, it mattered. Every second of his 18 years mattered. You know, I'm a big believer in something that I call holy collisions. And what I mean by that is if you think back over the course of our lives, there are certain times that we are lucky enough to run into the exact right person at the exact right time of our lives for the exact right reason that we were supposed to run into that person. You might be sitting next to one of your holy collisions right now. You think back to that first moment you met, and who talked to who first, and what was it you've seen in each other that has pushed through all the layers of the relationship to become the significant relationship that it is today. And whenever I have the privilege of doing a service like this, I consider this room, sitting in this room right now, we're our own version of a holy religion. You could never explain why this group of human beings would ever be in the same place at the same time, other than whatever your connection is to Daryan or the family. And there's no doubt you came here today because somewhere along the line your paths had crossed, and it became important for you to be here today. But let's be honest, we parked our cars a little while ago. We all have things we're worried about. We have decisions we're trying to make. There might be something going on in your life today that no one else in this room is even aware of. And it's going to be waiting for us when we get back in our cars. So I hope by the time that we spend our time together today, I hope that when we get back in our cars, we will be a little bit better people, simply because he was such a great kid. And I think that's entirely possible today. So again, on behalf of the family, thank you so much for being here. Daryan was born here in Dayton on March 29th, 2005, and I asked about his name, and his name literally means possesses goods, which, how appropriate. And I know that his holy collisions represent all of you guys. I mean, it sounds to me, if your path at some point crossed his, you were better off because that's the kind of person that he was. I got to meet one of his most special holy religions here a little while ago. I talked to Annie and talked to her about their friendship that's turned into such a great relationship. And she said the most profound thing I've heard all week. It just wasn't on. You know, I didn't have the privilege of knowing him, but there's room still with people who did. So for the next few moments, we're going to hear, first of all, from Sherman's brother, Ollie's going to come up. And then after that, Kim and Sherman are going to put something together. And she's going to try to come up and read this. Ollie, you can
On March 29, 2005, the little angel was born into our family named Daryan. He brought so much happiness with a family that felt so much like constant flow of pain. Daryan had laughter that was so intoxicating, and he cried his voice at this little cute vibrations, but he was just oh so happy. Every day seemed like a gift as we watched little Daryan grow into a beautiful boy. I remember the day he took his first steps. I remember how he referred to himself in the third person as Daryan. I remember when he went trick-or-treating for the first time. I remember my mom's face each time she held little Daryan. Her face light up with so much joy towards no language to truly express. My dad always seemed so serious. He would smile with every molecule of existence whenever Daryan was around. He even played horse with Daryan, something he did for his own son. I remember telling Daryan, you know, you're my most favorite nephew. And at least before he laughed out. Now I think it is I'm your only nephew. Yes, Daryan started school very quick to realize he's even more special than we ever had imagined. He was a little genius. He excelled so quickly in every subject, at least had his peers in every class. It felt like he was able to read a book, a complete book, in the duration of time it took me to read one chapter of that book. Daryan breezed through elementary, middle, and high school so effortlessly, and started the most important years of studies at the University of Dayton. He was going to become the absolute best of any profession that he was going to choose. Today I stand here on this horrifying day because my family's little angel is gone from this world. all his dreams and all of what he was going to do is no longer going to happen. His planet has lost a precious gift. He honored us with his existence for only 18 years, but so many hearts, in ways most of us will never even come close. Daryan will always live in my heart, in King's heart, in Sherman's heart, and in every heart you ever touched. He's going to be the only thing I'll think of every second of the day for the rest of my life.
I'm gonna try to get through this. First, we would like to thank everyone for the immense amount of love and support you have offered. Daryan is truly a gift to this world, and we are all missing that piece in our hearts. To start, Daryan was born about 6 weeks early, as if to tell us right away he was ahead of his time. He was so small, but yet so mighty. His presence saved our lives and gave us purpose, a love that can never be matched. Little did we know that we had an amazing child that was going to leave us in awe every step of the way. As a baby, he showed us right away how stubborn and hard-headed he would be. He knew what he wanted and what he didn't, and found ways to outsmart us all the time. When he didn't want to be in his crib, he would cry and cry, wanting us to pick him up and let him sleep with us. When we tried to let him cry out, he would be sick in his crib, knowing that would definitely prompt us to get him, clean him up, and let him sleep with us. The first of many times where he showed that he was smarter than us and we knew it. Watching him grow up and learn was fascinating to say the least. That kid, he was forever questioning the world around him. And I will never forget, he was just 4 years old, riding in the back of my car. And out of nowhere, he asked, "Mom, why do things fall?" I sat really perplexed, thinking, how on earth was my little man come to this question at this age, when it never even came a thought in his mind he was an adult? And I thought to myself, how do I answer? So I just told him the truth. I told him all about gravity, and from there, boy, did he just take off. He questioned everything and took in every bit of knowledge. When he was little, there were 2 things every teacher and professional kept saying to us. One was that talking to him was like talking to a little adult. And the other was asking us if we ever had to get contested. We actually covered it because we knew he was brilliant. But we also knew he was so much more than that. He was loving, creative, and curious about the world around him. All we had to do was watch this fascinating little kid turn into a young man. Looking back at this time, we've spoken about what we felt that he took in, all that he would experience, and how much he would give back to us. We always said that if he ever wanted to try something, we would let him. But we had no idea that he would take that far beyond what we could ever imagine. He tried everything, from swimming, to reading almost everything he could about geography and world history, to learning various languages, to teach himself how to code computers, develop online games, to play piano, and teaching himself the drums, to fly planes, to learn about developing an interest in vintage cars. There really wasn't anyone stopping him. He was determined to experience everything he could, and he was fearless. It really wasn't until he was older, and we had those really deep conversations that we realized what he had been doing this whole time. He was really taking in literally everything and learning about life. And boy, was he so much wiser about it than he could ever be. He would read a lot of ancient and past philosophers and talk about it with us. He knew that there's so much more to our existence than what we feel when people around us and casually spend our time on. He appreciated the world around him, from the nature he would see and learn while hiking off trail, to the value in those random places he would go to and objects he would come across. He knew that we could not control the chaos of life, and instead should just sit back and enjoy the ride. We still can't wrap our minds around this amazing old soul. How could he have brought such an incredible person into this world? And how could it have been ripped away from us so soon? But now we know. Only he understood the real answer to this, and it's become very clear. He is just too beautiful for this world. His physical being could not contain the expansiveness of his mind, and he will forever be the piece of our hearts that will burn as a reminder to appreciate every moment, every rainy day, every stranger we meet, and every song we hear.
What we just saw was through church. And what I got to hear from them about him when I heard his story was just unconditional love. Thank you both, Holly and Ken, for just sharing. You know, they showed me when I was at the house, he was reading a book. Here lately, he was almost at the end of, I don't know, because what kid doesn't read ancient literature. And Kim showed me a passage toward the end. It's a little piece of a poem that says, his fate was destined to a foreign strand, a petty fortress and an humble inn. He left the name at which the world grew pale, to point the moral or going to take. And Kim, last night, she texted and emailed me, and she'd done some looking up. Well, what was that poem about? Why was that even in the book? And she said this was written at the very end of the book, I don't know, by Sir Walter Scott. Daryan was reading it. It's an excerpt taken from a famous poem written by Samuel Johnson called The Vanity of Human Wishes. This poem emphasizes the importance of our inner virtues and wisdom. It speaks of the misguided nature of human aspirations and ambitions to be pursued. Ultimately, it asks us to seek contentment and meaning beyond the brief and petty objects of success in life. This is truly Daryan. He was such a deep thinker, always looking for the meaning in everything. He would have deep philosophical discussions with anyone willing to open their mind to such possible ideas. He was so observant and saw the futility of what mankind typically pursued. But he saw something greater for himself. He was looking for inner peace and the serenity of life. At 18. So last January 2nd, 2023, I have 3 sons. And I was with my middle son, and that was a big Monday night in this part of the country. And as soon as I say which Monday night it is, most of you are going to know because that night The Cincinnati Bengals were getting ready to play the Buffalo Bills. And whether you're a sports fan or not, it would be almost impossible not to know some level of this story because that exciting game came to a halt the moment that young DeMar Hamlin hit the turf. I don't think, other than 9/11, I don't think I ever remember watching anything more surreal than what happened in the next hour or so. I couldn't stop watching. 60,000 fans were silent. These professional broadcasters didn't know what to tell us who were listening. We thought did we just see something like that? These young athletes in the prime of their life were pacing and crying and scared because when sudden trauma happens, we just don't have anywhere to put it. We're left, what the heck? And in the next couple of days, if you know the story, you know that on Wednesday, DeMar Hamlin woke up. And he couldn't talk because he still had a lot of tubes in him that he could write, and reportedly they gave him a whiteboard and a marker, and they said the first thing he wrote down was, did we win the game? And in a moment of profound, the doctor dealing with DeMar Hamlin simply said, you did. You win. Guys, I know this seems like this is such a tragic loss. There is nothing that can be said to take that away. But on almost every human level, I don't say this without meaning it, Daryan won. He won this game of life. Look at this. What any of us in here wouldn't give to have this many people with such an impact. He lived more life at 18 than I had at 50. Now this is a loss. And I'll be honest with you, I do this a lot, and this is perhaps the biggest example when you step back and scratch your head and go, man, what the heck? I don't get it. And what I want to forget everything else, but hear this. It's okay to let this suck. Because this sucks. And sometimes we talk about this the other day at their house. Sometimes what I see is people like Sherman and Kim feeling obligated to make sure everyone else is okay. They don't have the energy. They shouldn't have to have the energy. This community, I get to meet grandparents, this people around them, because here's the sad part. You're going to have to go back to normal lives. That's just the unfortunate way this is. People are going to go back to work, and you're going to go back to school, and your life's going to carry on, but this won't carry on. The best way that I've heard anybody describe grief, it's like we're trapped in this room, and there's this pain button, big red button on the wall, and the pain that we're going through represents this great big ball. And right now, that ball takes up the entire space. There's not a moment of any day that will go by that you won't bump into that button. As time goes on, that ball will deflate. It may get a little easier, but you're still going to be in that room, and there's going to be a day you're going to think that everything's okay, and somehow you're still going to bump into that button. And my encouragement is that when that happens, just stop whatever you're doing and let that moment be whatever that moment is supposed to be. Get out the pictures. Continue to tell stories. Continue to keep his amazing spirit alive. We had a great talk, and Sherman and I are equal. We're all kind of brainiacs, so we had a great talk about, our spirit. And we agreed on this, that our bodies and our spirit are two different things. And this kid, what a spirit. And his spirit is still there. It's still here. So continue to talk to him. Continue to tell him how you're doing. Continue to reach out. The question that I would ask all of us, because we are going to go back and get our cars here in a little bit, what are we going to do to honor Daryan's life? What are we going to do that's different? What are we going to do to make ourselves stronger? What are we going to do to take a little bit of his spirit and plug it into our life? If we come up with those answers, if we even struggle to find those answers, that is the only way to turn today's tragedy into a celebration of this young man's life. So as I close today, I want to share a spoken word. It's one of the most powerful things I've ever run across, and I do this in honor of the way that Daryan lived his life. And it's going to ask all those questions before we leave here today. I want to share this with you. It says, if I died today, would I be proud of the life that I lived? If I die tomorrow, was I happy? Would I be proud of the person I've become? Was there love in my life? Have I given enough love? Have I shown those I love the real me? Have I lived the life that I wanted to live? Have I done things differently or better? Will anyone miss me? What will I leave behind? Will anyone on earth be better because I was there? Because the truth is, not one of us sitting in this building today knows for sure that we're going to wake up tomorrow. We did not walk in here today with that guarantee. So, if you don't like who you've been up to this moment, make a change and make it today. If you have a broken relationship with somebody that you really care about, fix it today. If you can give more love, give it now. If you can play more and work less, decide to commit to do that today. If you can do anything to improve the quality of your life, make that commitment now. Right now, everything that you can change in your life, everything that cannot wait for tomorrow, every phone call that you need to make, every hug that you need to give, everybody that you need to get a hold of, decide to stop caring so much about what the other person, how they might react, and you start living as Daryan did every single day as the very best version of yourself. So start living the life you really want to live. Start feeling the way that you deserve to feel. Start loving the way that you want to love. Think about how much better all of our relationships would be if we wake up every single day committed to being the very best version of ourselves. When we're our true self, when we're present, living in the moment. So get excited about your life. Love your life while you're still living it. All of our new lives start right now. Thank you for allowing me to be part of this very special holy collision of friends and family. Stick together. Lean on each other. I would encourage you that if you have a picture, a story to share, now in the days of social media, to find a way to get it to the family, because those are the things that are going to create healing in the weeks and days and months to come. As we close today, we're going to play a song that from Daryan that was a favorite of his. And as we do that, after a few moments, they're going to be dismissing you. Again, thank you for being here today. Let's do something in our lives to put the Spirit to work today.
Stepped out too far, but now the world knows I should. Good day, good
Thank you all. This does conclude Daryan's service here today at the funeral home. But I would like to let you all know that there is a reception being held over at Archer's in Kettering, just down the street from us here. You're all invited to go and continue to share his stories and spend time with one another. Again, thank you so much for making it out here today. It really means a lot when you show your support. Thank you.